Okay, so I've got 12 inches of 3/4 3/8 full of concave. Pretty rusty old stuff because it's been kicking around the shop for a while because I don't make that many shoes these days. So I'm as rusty as the steel. So anyway, let's crack on. I've got to find the centre because although these are going to be quarter clipped, I still want to know where the centre is so I can get the shoes symmetrical. That's the theory anyway. I'm just using a little bit of old three-cornered file. Just whack them in. Put them in back to back so you get a pair. Just stick in my toe bend. I do this exactly the same for quarter clipped shoes as I do for toe clipped. Make them exactly the same shape to start with. I just put the nail holes in a slightly different place. I'm going to put 2 in front of the clip. Now these are for a little thoroughbred ex-racehorse, and he's got diabolical feet, which is why I'm actually making them, because I want to put in plenty of nail holes and I want to move them back a bit so that gives me a bit more scope, because the traditional placing of the nail holes on machine made shoes, his feet are so bad that all those spots have sort of become cracked and weak, so I'm trying to put some holes further forward and further back, spread them about a bit, so it might give me a chance to keep them on. As a lot of you may know, I don't like thoroughbreds very much, especially little ex-racehorse ones, but to be fair, this one is quite a sweet little lad, but he's still got crappy feet. I make all my own stamps and pritchels. The pritchels are Allen wrenches straightened out, and the stamps are just bits of hard steel I find kicking about, welded to a lump of fullered concave. They seem to last pretty well, but they don't seem to be matching up at the moment. I'm getting a few little nibbles left from my punching, but to be fair, I haven't used this stamp and pritchel for a very long time, and I didn't actually bother to make sure that they were right. I stamp for E-headed nails. I tend to use, at the moment I'm using Liberty coppers, Liberty Slims copper, and they work quite nicely for me. I really like the way they drive. Now I've only put 5 nails in there because I ballsed up my spacings. I actually wanted to get 6 in, but hey ho. I'll get 6 on all the other 4 branches or 3 branches and hope that this foot isn't the worst. Now ordinarily I would go straight now to the vise and do the heel, but with my shoulders I can't use the rasp on a cold bit of steel these days. Not that easily, so I'm just going to do them and then warm them up and do them warm. You'll notice just dropping my left hand when turning that. I find it gives you a nice even bend if you just keep hammering in the same spot and drop your hand. Again, still a couple of little nibbles on there. Never mind. It won't hurt. I'm not doing an exam. I always find handmades go on so much better than machine mades. Even these really good machine mades these days, I still really like sticking on a pair of handmades. There's just something about them, I don't know what it is. They always seem to go on nicely. Right, so now I'm just going to touch up the heels. It actually isn't as hot as it looks. My camera just will not. I've tried all sorts of different settings to try and get it to look right, but it won't have it. So that's about what it looks like when it started. Sort of orange rather than yellow. There you go, just flatten that off. Yeah, as you can see, that isn't bright yellow. That's quite a, well, that's about what it looks like now. This is how it started. To me now that almost looks black, but the camera seems to pick it up for some reason. I was just going to turn the inside branch, and I'm making these like a pair of hunter shoes with a safed off inside. There's this little thoroughbred, his feet go everywhere, and he's inclined to cut himself if I'm not careful. Not having a lot of foot to play with doesn't make life any easier in trying to stop him damaging himself. He's a typical thoroughbred that doesn't grow much foot, and what is grown is pretty poor. He gets every supplement under the sun, but it still doesn't seem to make a lot of difference. I don't know if you can see there's a couple of those bits didn't actually even come out when I pritched with them last time, so they should come out this time. I'll just run the pritchel through again. Same again. And you can see there the sort of pitch I'm putting on, not a lot, upright at the heels, because again there's very little wall to work with. I don't want to pitch him in too much, risk pricking him or laming him. Can't believe I used to make all my own shoes. I used to spend till 10 o'clock at night sometimes making shoes for the next day after a day's shoeing. Ridiculous. There you go, nothing special, nothing fancy. But they should do the trick. They're about the right sort of shape. I'll just touch them up when I get there. Let's see if we can get some clips on them. Do the inside first, I think. I've just realised I'm having to squash myself in there. Those window frames you can see to the left behind me are in the way, but I can't be asked to stop and move them, so I shall just squash myself in. Just like that. This clipping hammer's just made out of an old ball peen hammer. Just drawn the ball out into a point. Square point, I suppose the end of it's about, I don't know, 5/16, maybe a bit bigger, 3/8 maybe. There you go, not a bad little clip. Try again, squeeze myself in. Just pushing down a little knobble. I still can't quite do this very well with a bob punch. I've tried punching them, but I just can't seem to get the hang of it. When you do get it right, it's neater than doing it with a hammer, but I just can't seem to get it right. Either too much or not enough. 9 times out of 10 is not enough left to pull out. End up with a piddly little clip. So I'll stick to my hammer. It's the way I was brought up, I suppose. Like everything when you're young, what you get, you sort of adapt to, what you're used to. Again, you don't need these very hot to pull these clips out. That's actually looking a pretty decent colour. Having just said my camera never gets it right, that's about right. It's not very hot. Again, you can see there's not much pitch on there. Now this one I make a bit of a balls up of. See, I keep missing. And then I miss off the edge. Pull a little sort of a burr down. But it will survive. And so I'm not taking any exams. I'm not in any competitions. This is just going on a pony. It's got all the right elements. And hopefully it'll go on a treat. I think that'll be about it. Give him a quick wire brush. There you go. I'd say nothing special, but his feet are about that sort of shape. I think I might have enough nails. Decent sized clips, about the right width at the base. The width should be about the width of the material, so about 3/4 wide, and about the same high. Now you can see I put the nails quite a long way back, but like I said earlier, I need some help, so I'm putting them back where machine maids don't tend to go, so I might get a little bit of foot by the heel. Thanks for watching.